Good morning, Bucknutters, and welcome to the Bucknuts Morning 5 here on Monday, May 4th, 2015. I am Dave Biddle. The commitments keep rolling in for Ohio State's 2016 recruiting class. Corner Kareem Felder from Baltimore became the 13th commitment for the Buckeyes, who are still ranked third in the country in the 24/7 Sports Composite team rankings. Felder is a three-star prospect and is ranked as the number 104 corner in the country according to the 24/7 Sports Composite, which includes the rankings from 24/7 Sports, ESPN, Rivals, and Scout. However, Felder seems very underrated to me. Looking at just the 24/7 Sports rankings, not the composite, we have Felder ranked as the number 55 corner in the nation. That's a big difference from 104th. And obviously, Ohio State's coaching staff feels that Felder is much better than merely the 104th best corner prospect in the country. So I would venture to guess that we'll see Felder's ranking rise quite a bit over the next few months. Switching gears to the NFL draft, it was a rough weekend for former Ohio State defensive tackle Michael Bennett. He was projected to be a second or third round pick at the very worst, but slid all the way to the sixth round, where he was taken by the Jacksonville Jaguars. From everything I can gather, Bennett's injury history and the fact that he's a bit undersized caused him to drop, but I think a lot of teams missed the boat here. What do you want to bet we'll be talking about Bennett as one of the biggest steals of the 2015 draft at this time next year? Now, the rest of the guys from Ohio State, I thought went right about where they were expected to go. Devin Smith was an early second-round pick by the New York Jets. Jeff Hireman was a third-round pick by the Denver Broncos. Duran Grant was a fourth-round pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Evan Spencer was a sixth-round pick by the Washington Redskins. There were also a few undrafted free agents from Ohio State who signed with NFL teams. Curtis Grant inked with the San Diego Chargers. Darrell Baldwin signed with the Baltimore Ravens. And Rod Smith signed with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, keep in mind that both Andrew Norwell and Philly Brown were undrafted free agents last year, and they both went on to start as rookies for the Carolina Panthers. Now to take a look at what might happen next for the Buckeyes on the recruiting trail, let's bring in our Alex Gleitman.
Alex Gleitman here, Bucknuts Morning 5, to talk about who could be the next commit in Ohio State's class of 2016 after Kareem Felder decided to be number 13 for Urban Meyer and his staff. One name to look at is St. Clairsville linebacker Brennan Ferns. Grew up a huge Ohio State fan. Brother was at Michigan, now has transferred to West Virginia. He wants to study petroleum engineering, which is an issue given that Ohio State does not have the major. Penn State and West Virginia do. They could be very likely options should Ferns not visit Ohio State in May. This next visit, if it ever happens, has been long coming for Ferns. The staff wants to get him on staff. Or on campus, rather, answer any concerns he has, answer any questions, and get him in. If that visit doesn't happen, or if it does happen and he doesn't commit, the Buckeyes could decide to move on as they head into camp season, looking for another linebacker to complement Tuff Borland. So certainly watch that Brennan Ferns situation to see how things develop. I would say watch actions, as I think those are louder than words here. Other candidates could be Tony Butler, defensive back from Lakewood St. Edwards. Chris Ash will be in to see him on Tuesday. Check the boarding house for more information on that. But Butler's recruitment is heating up, and the Buckeyes' hand might be forced a little bit in terms of deciding whether to offer Butler or not before camp season in June. If they do offer, I expect Butler to commit to the Buckeyes shortly thereafter. Right now he is committed to Pitt. An offer from Michigan is on the table, but his mother is a huge fan of Ohio State, and I think that would be the trump card there. Austin Mack, wide receiver from Indiana, announces his decision on June 7th. I think the Buckeyes will definitely add another commitment before then, but that is a situation to watch. And then other names, Thio Lacusa, offensive lineman from Michigan, Wayne Davis, defensive back from Lake Taylor, Virginia, same high school as Jalen Holmes. He's talking about a May visit. If that happens, I'd have him on commitment watch. Aaron Hansford, the linebacker from Washington, D.C. He's a teammate of Ohio State commitment Terrell Hall. Seems the Buckeyes lead right now, but they would like to get him on campus for another visit. That could potentially happen, or he could pull the trigger at any time. He's been to Ohio State twice. And then Luke Farrell, Perry, tight end, a guy to watch. I mean, if this doesn't happen soon, probably by June, I would say, then you have to think Farrell's thinking about other options besides Ohio State.
Thank you, Alex. This reminds me a lot of last year at this time when Ohio State only had 2 commitments. Wait, it doesn't remind me of that at all. This class might be 3/4 of the way complete or more by the time we cover Friday Night Lights in July. Also on the recruiting front, the dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurlick, has already posted his What I Am Hearing column on the site for subscribers. It includes an item on Larry Johnson and defensive line recruiting and much more. So make sure you check out Bill's What I Am Hearing if you haven't already. Thanks again to Alex Gleitman, and thanks to you for tuning into the show. I appreciate it and hope you have a great day. Play that Buckeyes swag, best damn band in the land.